Hey YouTube, it's Justin, aka Demonic Sweaters, here with a little electronic drum video. Now sitting here in front of me is the Pyle PTED06 tabletop portable drum set. And I posted a couple of videos about this in the past, and this is a very inexpensive, decent for the money, actually, it sounds pretty decent, tabletop drum kit that allows you to have a full drum set in a very compact space, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, I just had a comment on one of my other videos asking how to program your own custom kits in the PTED06, and so I thought I would make a video on that. And so what you just heard right there was actually a custom kit that I created actually for a gig that I played last summer. You might have seen the video on that. If not, I'll post a link. There's a link down below where you can watch that show. That actually custom kit I made completely mono because I was just running into an amplifier. But you could make your kits stereo and you can do, you know, a fairly decent amount of stuff on them. So I'm just going to show you some little tips and tricks of how to create your own custom kits. And let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see that okay. So this is actually a pretty easy thing to do. First off, what you're going to want to do though is actually go to one of the presets that is titled U and then 01 or 02 or whatever, and that just means user. Like if we go back here to the beginning ones, you'll see 0 in the beginning. So you need to make sure that you're on a user preset. Those are the only ones that will allow you to save over any changes you make. So let's go ahead and use user 2 here. Now, as you can hear, this is one that I made as well. But as you can tell, I have my ride cymbal right here. By default, it's up here on this pad, but that allows me to have 2 more crashes, or an extra crash rather. So I have a crash there, and a crash here. Then I have my ride right there, tom 1, tom 2, hi-hat, snare drum. And then hi-hat and bass drum are normal. So if you've ever programmed like an Alesis Nitro or any other electronic drum set, it's actually very similar. So all we're going to do, let's go ahead and start with the snare drum. So let's just hit our snare drum pad. Then we're going to go to voice right here. And that's going to give us our voice number. And then we can hear all the different snare sounds. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do kind of an electronic sounding kit for this one. So I haven't done any of those yet. So let's go ahead with that snare drum there. And then if I press page right here, this gives us our level, first off, for L is level. So I'm going to put that at around 14. And of course, this is all personal preference. P stands for pan. So you'll notice if I go minus numbers, it goes to the left. And then positive numbers, it goes to the right. So I'm going to keep this one in the center because it's a snare drum. And then here, this is our reverb. So R, the lowercase r, just stands for reverb. And you have 3 different types of reverbs you could choose from. And basically, it goes from really big to ridiculously big. There's not a whole lot of options for reverb. There's just 3, and they're all pretty drastic. But that's okay. For this, I'm going to go with reverb number, let's go with 2. All right, then P again. This T, I believe, stands for transpose. And that does our pitch. And I kind of want to pitch that down a little bit there. And yeah, I'm going for kind of a wacky sound on this one, but that's all right. Okay, so there's that. And then N, this is your MIDI note number. So you don't really want to change this unless you are messing around with MIDI. So I would just leave this alone. So let's go ahead and move on to our rack tom, first rack tom. So now press page again and get back to voice selection. Those are pretty interesting. Alright, I'm going to go with number 132 on my rack tom. Bring up the level a bit. Okay, so here I am going to pan a little bit. So let's pan this one to the left a bit. And reverb. I think let's just do number 1 on this one. That's pretty cool, actually. All right, so now let's do transpose. I'm just going to leave that alone. MIDI note, we're leaving alone. Now let's do our floor tom. So 132 is the rack tom. Oops. I accidentally hit. I hope that didn't mess everything up. Okay. Make sure you don't hit any other buttons by mistake. So let's go back to voice. 132. So let's switch this one to 133 or so. Okay, page. Turn it up. And this one to the right a bit. Now our bass drum, let's mess around with that some. So oops, wrong one. All right, that sounds cool. Number 10. Let's turn it up. Pan, we're going to keep it center. Let's go back to reverb number 1 on that one. That sounded pretty cool. Okay, so what do we have left? Just cymbals. So let's go here to our hi-hats first. Oops. Don't want to mess with reverb just yet. Now see, the thing is all the hi-hat sounds change separately. So you have your closed hi-hat, your open hi-hat, and your closed hitting hi-hat. And I actually think I'm just going to leave all these how they are. The only differences I'm going to do is I'm going to put some, well, first I want to pan them a little bit. So let's do position, or panning position. Okay. And then reverb. Let's just put some reverb on them, and that'll take care of that. And same with the cymbals. I'm just going to leave them because I'm lazy. So let's go ahead and leave these. Let's put a little reverb on them. And let's do a little panning on them too. All right, let's hear how that sounds. Okay, so once you're done making all the changes you want to make, all you have to do now is save it. So let's just press save here over on the far left. And we're going to select our position. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in user number 2 and then press save again. And that's it. It's really easy. So now you'll see if I turn off the device, let's go ahead and turn it off. Turn it back on. My kit is still there. Even if you unplug it and you have no batteries in it, it'll still remember because it has an internal battery that stores all the data. So, yep, that's pretty much it. All right, so that's how you program the PTED06 by Pyle portable electronic drum set. And it's not so difficult, and it's a pretty cool device. There's a link down below if you want to pick one of these up for yourself if you don't have one already. You know, for the money, it's not bad. And it's very versatile as far as sounds go. And Like I said, I've even played gigs with this thing. Well, one gig. But you can check that out down below if you're interested as well. So if you want to support me and my channel, my music, check out my Spotify and Apple Music links down below. You can stream Demonic Sweaters on all the streaming music services, and I have a ton of music for you guys to listen to. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there and you had a great holiday season. And stay tuned for more music-related videos. Thanks for watching.